Silence please, I'm recording. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Hey, I'm so nervous. Come on.
Nasikia njaa kwa hivi simaze mimi.
Unashikanga tu kisosi hakuna kitu kingine.
Hadi na nasikia bao lakini mazee.
So, anyway, mwache nifanye kitu kwani.
So here's a little background. On the 15th of July in the legendary year 2020, Kenya reopened her airspace for domestic travel after 3 months of coronavirus restrictions. Tulikuwa vile tunasema tumefungiwa. Our office put the two of us on one of the maiden flights and asked us to document how different flying would be during this pandemic. Roll tape.
Alright. What up, gang? How you doing? Hope mko fiti. Hope we're all taking care of ourselves and being healthy. It's important, man. Right? My name is Benjy. Today we are going to, not today but tomorrow, but I will be watching it today. So this is the video of the day before the day tomorrow. This is Kolo. In short, what up, fam? Yeah, that's my extension. It's an extension of you, like Siamese twins. Alright, so kesho tunaenda LD. Tunafly I think kutoka JKS, no? Yeah, so we're just trying to get an experiential of what exactly has been put in place. So if you've ever done a local flight, you'll know how it's simple. Unaenda airport, unapatia na ID na ticket, ama passport, na umeenda. You know what the world is going through because of the pandemic, and I think it's exposed us in ways that we just need to be careful more than anything, alright? So there are two levels of trust here. There's the trust that we are giving Kenya Airports Authority and Jambo Jet, and ourselves. First place you check if you're traveling, of course, is the Kenya Airports Authority page that talks about it's a message to the traveler. So they're talking about, dear traveler, it's great that you can fly again and visit friends and family, go on a business trip and take a relaxing holiday, blah blah blah. So they have a list of the 10 most important measures that you need to follow. Maintain 1.5 meters. Corona scares you too.
Yeah.
Maintain 1.5 meters of distance from one another. Kaa tuwezi fanya hapa bro. Sasa
Tapambana.
okay. Wear your face mask at all times, that can be done. Okay, so these are the things that we'll be looking out for and seeing, just basically how prepared are we to deal with the spread of coronavirus.
Meanwhile,
Link in bio. Link in bio. Link in bio. Link in bio. Link in bio.
1.1.
Link in bio.
1 minute 37 seconds later.
Between the two of us, who's likely to catch
Benja. Nigga survived the Spanish flu. He's very real.
as we go?
The next day.
So the question was between me and Kolo, who's likely to catch corona.
You. Kielele yako itakuletea COVID-19 Benja. But be safe, no? Yeah.
It is the sweetest fruit that gets the what? Stonest most thrones. Who's more likely to catch COVID-19?
It's not a question, it's you.
I feel like the next time tutarana itakuwa kesho nikienda airport.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
Morning guys. Chanione kama anaweza tengeneza studio hapa kidogo. Yes. Mwanaume ni production. So good morning guys, I'm on my way to the airport, and if you know me, I'm probably late, but I have like about 1 hour 20 minutes to departure, and I'm like about 20 minutes from the airport. So I was even supposed to pass by my boy Kolo, pick him up, but tutapatana to airport. You know when you're late to a meeting and then you get a driver who knows your problems. I've got that kind of a driver, man. Hey, tufike manze, tufike. I would actually get there before Collins. He's gonna be so pissed. He's actually calling me. Let me just talk to him. Finally made it to the airport. And I got here before Collins, lol. He's gonna be so pissed. Anyway, first impressions. So for all of you people who've been to JKIA, you know, like once you arrive at the airport, there's the first security check you have to do at the main entrance at the airport. So, oh man, we Kenyans, social distancing will be our biggest downfall, but not our downfall in essence, but it's our biggest challenge actually. Yeah, that's the word. Social distancing is going to be our biggest challenge. They have these, they're called boxes. Security wako kila mtu kwa box yake, kila mtu kwa box yake. Ni watu wa ghetto tu wako hapo wamezoea tu vile wao uishi, so they're just there. They're going to work, man. They're not thinking about social distancing and whatnot. So I'm about to get to the domestic departures. Let's see how this goes. Niaje late kama.
Usiongee kuhusu late kama. Ngoja kwanza ni hata nijivalishe vipi bwana.
Chekini umseo manze.
Uko na tiko?
Si unapatia tu ID yako utakusort. Thank you for wearing a shirt. Come. Unaenda hivi, unaenda kwa ile counter pale. Ile enda tu na ID yako kwa ile counter pale.
The last one uko?
Na usanitize.
Yeah, like a line or something.
Just go hivi, enda tu hivi utoke pale mbele. Social distance, eh? So guys, airport etiquette, don't wear things that make noises on metal detectors because you have to take off your clothes every time. Check him say.
Come!
I can't believe we have to do this again anyway.
You guys even belong.
But it's fine. We can see our plane. It's fine. We got this. We're going on safari, bro.
Fun fact, guys. Most creatives are not morning people, and I am 100% creative. So on this particular early morning, and at this extra particular point of our shoot, I absolutely forgot to switch on my mic. So for the next 10 or so minutes, I just dropped bars upon bars of white noise. That said, this is how social distancing works in our new normal air travel industry. At the waiting bays, they've made sure all passengers keep distance while waiting to board. At no point will you find any two passengers seated right next to each other. Like, hapa kwa hapa, yo sahau. Mkienda honeymoon, wife anaenda honey, wewe unaenda moon. The domestic departures unit at the airport is also littered with automatic hand sanitizer dispensers, as well as self-check-in kiosks at respective departure units. And a personal highlight, the absolutely anesthetic floor markings almost strategically spaced at 1.5 meters to remind people to maintain social distancing. And of course, wearing a mask at all times. We were finally called to board, and what the Rona happened to social distancing in the plane? What changed? Because once we got on the plane, it was pretty much the standard arrangement. And of course, these planes are small. It's a domestic flight, yada yada yada. But we've seen the measures that other airlines have taken with regards to establishing matrices of positioning passengers in planes and all that stuff. But we managed to have a conversation with the airline, and here's what they had to say.
You see, there has been surveys done by IATA, and they've shown that the risks on board an aircraft are very low. especially where you are continuously cleaning the air filtration system through the air filtration system. So with that, and where everyone is wearing a mask, where the aircraft is sanitized, immediately you go there to sanitize again, immediately it gets back here, sanitize again. So you find that whole process, the cleaning process, that lowers also the risk. So we're in that position whereby in an open place like this, you're at a higher risk than when you're in the aircraft.
Now, standard flight procedure prescribes that you brief passengers on safety tips in case of emergencies while in flight. So, what we observed was that there was no mention of anything to do with COVID-19 or the pandemic, only up until the point where the flight attendant informed us that there will be no drinks or snacks served on the plane because eating and drinking involves breaking protocol and taking off your mask, eh? But those are my words. That's not what she said exactly, but that was my interpretation. I was really hungry that day.
Right, so we just got off the plane. I think this is where you say we disembarked. We disembarked from the plane, and this is Eldoret. This is my only I've ever been to Eldoret by flight before. This is amazing. So yeah, Collins is getting shots of them wiping down the plane, so we're gonna see what they do after that. But my observation has been a lot of sanitizing, a lot of hand washing, a lot of social distancing, or whatever that means. But most of it has been, to be very honest, it's a very personal responsibility. As in, there's only so much these guys can do. As you can see, the level of social distancing at the airport is, I don't know, it's tremendous. It's crazy how people are social distancing in this regard. People are being super, super careful. People are being so aware of what they're doing. Everyone's keeping like a proper 1.5 meter distance. 1.5 meter distance from away from one another. But once you get in the plane, that's where it kind of like gets weird. And of course, these are things that are being done in phases. We're still figuring this thing out. So I love the fact that I've had conversations with like 2-3 people, and everyone is saying like, no one is gonna teach you, no one is gonna do this for you, no one is gonna social distance on your behalf. It's a very personal initiative. It's a whole level of self-awareness and self-care, and just protecting your neighbor, protecting your friends, your family, and not just leaving it to the government or someone to give you instructions on what to do. Alright man, so this guy and I just got back from LD. It was, as I said initially, man, if you've ever taken a flight from Nairobi, or a domestic flight, it's like walking to a very fancy cancom. You know, you just it's a very fancy cancom. Yeah, you just I'm a bus station. It's a very fancy. It's a very fancy type of bus station.
But do you feel different?
No, I didn't feel bad. It's a question of expectations, and it got me thinking. It's a thing of expectations. What do you expect from your government?
I expected more, to be honest. I expected more.
What did you expect from your... I personally, I went through the Kenya, it's called what, Kenya Port Authority page, and I'm not supposed to fly without a COVID certificate.
But we just did.
Oh, we just did, right?
Maybe
now,
it's international.
Maybe, but still, I'm still moving. I'm moving my bacteria from point A to point B, so it needs to be certified. But as I said, these things are rolling out. This is the first day they've opened up the airspace after all this time. But I don't know about you, dude, but for me, everything I have experienced today has brought everything back to me as a person. How do I take care of myself? Am I sanitizing? Am I putting on a mask? Am I respecting social distance? Dude, there's no social distance in the plane.
No,
we're seated like this in a plane. So,
someone said, welcome to Jumanji level 7, you're on your own, you just need to take care of yourself.
Jumanji level 7. So, yes.
Level 7.
So it's important to take care of yourself more than anything else. But I think Jumbo Jet have done what they need to do.
They have really tried.
They've done everything they need to do. But thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Hope you like the visuals that we got for you guys for this, because clearly manze mimi nasema tu kweli. I thought we were going to have a story, but hatuna.
Yeah, there's really nothing. There's nothing to write home
Tuseme
about.
tu kweli, niyo tu, like the same thing you've been doing at the malls. It's just at a heightened level at the airport. Well, Ash...
Heightened is such a strong word.
Okay, well, whatever word it is. Ash should get us on a plane to London, though.
Thank you. Now you're talking
Yeah,
my language.
Ash needs to give us an assignment to London, so we can actually see how it is on an international
On an
level.
international. August 1st, we are hoping to be on a plane to somewhere.
But you can send this guy to China. Then me, I can go to London. Because he needs to check China and see how they're
Yeah, I know.